Do you guys ever think about the fact that Sonic Underground had some pretty unique ideas, but no one talks about it?
Like magical necklaces that just spawn instrumental weapons, like what the f***? It had a pretty decent plot covering Sonic with his brother and sister Matic and Sonia, plus crazy good theme songs.
Triplets born, the throne awaits.
No, just me? Okay.
Well, regardless, this led me to think about some other Sonic shows, like Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic X, and, well, that led me to think about one other major Sonic TV show, because like Underground, it's one that I think isn't really talked about enough, and that show is Sonic Boom.
Yeah, that's not a joke. I do believe the story, as simple as it was, the comedy and multiple other elements made the show as good as it was.
Despite the main games of the Sonic Boom franchise being, well, ass, the show actually is quite the opposite, featuring pretty good episodes and in my opinion is an all-around decent watch. So with that in mind, let's take a look at why Sonic Boom is the best Sonic show.
Sonic Boom was actually one of my favorite shows to watch on Cartoon Network. That was until it went to Boomerang, and then at which point I didn't give a shit anymore.
Still though, I'm not here to talk about the game, because who cares? We're here to talk about Sonic shows, and mainly Boom. For some context here, the television show debuted on Cartoon Network on November 8th of 2014 in the United States. Most of the episodes ran for about 11 minutes, and the show itself had a total of 52 episodes, so the series isn't extremely long by any means. The show is a part of the Sonic Boom spin-off series, which also includes a toy line, 5 video games, and a comic book series. So the Sonic Boom series did have a lot on its plate when it was first shown off to the world. Well, that and their ridiculous redesigns, like seriously, blue arms? To be honest though, they do have a good concept for each redesign, but they just don't look that great in execution. For example, Knuckles' redesign is one of the better ones in concept because he's always been a strong character in the series, so when thinking about how they wanted to revamp the Echidna, they had a decent idea of making that strong personality be more present on the outside. But when they actually started executing on it, they made him look like he went on roids and is gonna die in 2 years from heart failure.
Speaking of heart failure, Sonic Prime almost killed me, which we'll get into in just a second.
The problem with this series and why Prime doesn't work is because it takes itself way too seriously with its plot. Now, this can be seen once you head into Season 3's territory, with a lot of the episodes feeling quite repetitive, with your entire group standing outside this arena/tower area for like 5 episodes in a row, and they're just in the same spot. Every episode after the third one was just different versions of the characters we knew versus robotic versions of themselves. And when it came to the finale, I barely remember half of it, because at that point when I was watching, I just didn't give a shit anymore. My favorite part is when Sonic goes back in time and basically nothing matters from the show because he just prevents himself from recreating the mistake of episode 1. Hence this leads to an anticlimactic end for the plot, which just leads fans to feel unsatisfied, including myself. Sonic Boom excels in this case solely for the fact it focuses more on the comedy aspect of the series, and specifically because it goes all in on that.
You can't escape Vacuum Bot! He's gonna get you out of my hair once and for all!
What hair? Your head is as bald as an egg, egghead!
Oh, now I understand.
See, this joke only works because it's a full-on comedy show, and they can change how smart the characters are, and in this case Sonic is much stupider, which by the way Roger Craig Smith does a great job of showcasing, thus making him the perfect voice for this version of the Blue Blur. But this also just wouldn't work in an actual game because then you just wonder all of a sudden, why the hell is he so dumb? They have to be stupid in order to be the butt of some jokes. So even during a climactic moment like this one, that works in this case because the drastic change to all the characters' personalities, not just Sonic's in this, falls into how the show wants to present itself. To add to my point, some episodes do take a more serious tone, like the Metal Sonic episode. It's a completely serious fight with no jokes, but also doesn't overstay its welcome, and it works for that. It only goes back to the comedy once the fight is over, so we get those serious moments in chunks. Furthermore, this adds into how the show knows its place and what it wants to be. And because I wanted to ask the community on their thoughts on the matter, I thought I'd ask about it on Twitter.
Actually, it's called X now, V17. My savior Elon Musk told me himself, right after he gave me a generous job at his father's emerald mine.
Shut up, bitch!
Oh no, insults!
Now, most of the responses were quite positive, saying it was great in peak, and that basically is the sense that most people have on the show, which they mostly consider a good part of the Sonic Boom franchise, because the games didn't get any love, rightfully so. But it's not good in just the comparison, it also stands on its own. I think that having it be its own standalone thing worked perfectly. It had its own plot elements and funny comedic moments and handled a serious plot without overstaying its welcome. And this also falls into my next point, which is it knows how to connect with its fans. It was aware about the stigma of the franchise at the time and capitalized on it, like Blue Arms, Son Amy, and even Christian. That allowed it to succeed so much because they were in on the joke, making fun of themselves without being cringy. more nods rather than self-deprecation like the Sonic Twitter account used to do.
This show has a lot of unique ideas, like having a robot version of Sonic who is Sonic, but a robot. Yeah, maybe that wasn't the best example to start off with.
Really though, this show does introduce many original characters made just for the show. My favorite being Dave the fucking burger employee. And he's not even an employee, he's an intern, which is just insane. Literally one of my favorite episodes is where Eggman inspires the kid to become a supervillain, but he fucking sucks at it. And his voice just makes any comedic moment with him so much better.
Please, Dave! I'm begging you for mercy!
I have no mercy. I work in the fast food industry.
Once again, small moments like these make the original side characters fleshed out so much more and really made me give a shit about them. Another original idea I can point out is the character of Styx the Badger, who is an essential member of Sonic's team and was made specifically for the show, but later does make her own in-game appearance in the second game of the series, Fire and Ice.
Overall, my main point of talking about Sonic Boom today is to just get a chance to show off a little limelight to a show that I truly believed is overlooked.
It does a fantastic job at comedic timing, exciting action, and overall carries the entire Sonic Boom franchise, and that's with the consideration of how ass the games for the series were. It had fun ideas, and even when compared to the newer stuff we've seen like Sonic Prime or even the Knuckles show, I think this is a great part of the Blue Blur's history, and one that frankly I think more people should give a chance to, because without a doubt, Sonic Boom is the best Sonic show.
Hey, and welcome to the end of the video. Socials to my Twitter, Twitch, and Discord will be in the description down below if that interests you. Huge thank you to all my members of the channel, and thank you guys for even giving me a dime. If you want to be a member of the channel and have your name be in videos, make sure you press that join button right next to the subscribe button, which you should also totally press, because guess what, it's free. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a good one.